Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cassandra and today we're talking fall trends that we probably already own in our closet. As you know, every fall, winter, they have all these videos on YouTube about fall trends and what we think is going to be trending for fall. But if you've been around as long as I have, and you might be 30 plus, then you understand that there's nothing that's really new that they're coming out with, probably don't already own. So I thought it'd be really cool to kind of go through like a fall list of some of the things that are trending now for 2025 for fall that you probably don't necessarily need to buy, that you might already have in your closet. So I created a list here on my iPad so that way we can go through them. The first thing that I have on a fall trends list is wide leg or barrel leg jeans. As you guys know, barrel leg or wide leg jeans are not new. If you're around maybe like in the 90s or so, maybe like hammer pants and like the harem pants and things of that nature, those things are not new. So kind of left wide leg jeans and then went into all skinny and then all straight leg. So I myself have a couple pair of wide leg jeans. They're actually my favorite silhouette because I am pretty square as far as body shape. I don't have hips or things of that nature. So skinny jeans were something that I did wear, but they weren't my favorite. So I'm actually excited that wide leg pants are coming back in style. I posted a couple here so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And so if you don't have a lot of these trends, of course you can try to pick them up at your local thrift store or, you know, your secondhand consignment stores. They have a lot of those there. A couple that I have are actually from Levi's, and then I have a couple from Frame Denim. They make a great denim that fits really well. So wide leg jeans and actually wide leg pants are definitely a style that we see that are coming back that you can add to your wardrobe. The second thing that we're seeing is a pop of color, and the pop of color that we're seeing a lot of is the pops of red. And you're seeing pops of red in maybe like sneakers and scarves and handbags and things of that nature. And so just adding a little pop of red, whether that's blood red, you can add that to your wardrobe to then bring in some dimension and bring in some playfulness, not sticking to like, you know, the grays and the blacks, but really adding just a pop of red to bring a little oomph to your wardrobe. The trend that we're seeing a lot of right now is chunky belts. And like I said, if you've been around like I have, chunky belts are not new. I don't know if you guys remember like the back in the days of like Destiny Child when they used to wear the chunkier belts with the low-ride jeans. So chunkier belts are definitely making a comeback. We're seeing a lot of them with with Chloe. We're seeing a lot of them with YSL and things of that nature. And so we're wearing layers and layers of belts. So maybe like 3 or 4 belts all together. And of course, I'm sure you have a chunky belt in your closet. So you don't necessarily need to go out and just purchase this trend. You can just go in your closet and maybe layer 2 or 3 belts on maybe a satin skirt or some jeans, and then add, if you want to add this look to your fall wardrobe. We're also seeing chunky belts over coats. I think that's a really great silhouette, especially if you're square like me. Adding a chunkier belt around a coat looks really, really good. So we're seeing chunky belts, multiple belts, or laying belts as a trend for 2025. The next thing that we're seeing is strong suits. Now, as you know, there's nothing new under the sun. Strong suits are definitely making a comeback, and we're seeing those with a little bit of stronger shoulder. We're seeing a lot of peplum suiting, a little bit of a cinch of the waist. That's definitely coming back in style. And as you know, that's not really new. Like we saw a lot of strong suiting back in the 90s with a lot of the supermodels wearing strong suits with like blazers and things of that nature. I myself love a blazer and love a wide leg pants with a blazer or strong suiting. So I definitely will be wearing this style for fall. I post a couple pictures here of myself with some suits here and some other inspiration from Pinterest. And actually, if you don't have much inspiration for fall, check out Pinterest. Pinterest tends to have a lot of like things that will be trending, and you can look like trending for fall, and then you can find some of the things that are trending there. And then just look in your closet to see if you have them. So we're seeing, back to what I was saying, we're seeing lots of strong suits that are looking really great. We're seeing lots of gray, lots of black with strong suits, and a bit of oversized, not too tight, which I love as well. So strong suits is what we're seeing. The next thing we're seeing is a lot of caping and draping. Caping and draping is definitely not new. I just remember back in the day when the girls used to wear like the pashminas over their coats and around their necks and things of that nature. So we're seeing a lot of caping and draping that are coming around, already assembled or fastened to some coats. I actually picked up a coat from Gap last season that came with a beautiful, it came in taupe with a beautiful draping over the top, which looks really great. We're seeing shirts with a lot of draping on top of them, which looks really great and adds some dimension to your outfit. So you don't necessarily need to go buy a coat with a draping, with a caping or draping on top of it. You can just buy or have a regular coat and pick up a scarf or something that's oversized and just add it to the coat. So you're seeing, so you can create that effect. The next thing we're seeing is 70s styling or boho styling, which plays into what I was saying first with like the wide leg jeans. We're seeing a lot of flowy, ruffly tops that's carrying over for spring and summer. We're seeing lots of ruffles, but in darker tones. We're seeing them in burgundy. We're seeing them in emerald green. We're seeing them in like purple. So those are some of the colors that we're seeing right now. That looks really great. And we're seeing those with Chloe, that's bringing in that 70s styling, that boho chic styling, especially with the multiple belts. We're seeing a lot of that. I myself am not like a boho girly. I don't tend to like the boho style. I may add pieces of it, like I will do a ruffle belt, a ruffle shirt, or I'll do a wide leg pants, or I won't do the multiple belts, but I wouldn't do it all together. So if I did a ruffle shirt, I'll probably maybe wear something like a straight leg or something, or different, but not like all together. Some people, that's their style year round. So it looks really great on them. I myself am not a fan. The next thing we're seeing is big slouchy bags. And it's so funny we say that because I did get a new bag. This is my big slouchy bag. I actually picked this bag up from Marshall's, and it's actually leather. It's leather from, it says it's from Italy, and I love it. It reminds me of like the Coach something bag. I'll put the name right here, but it's not Coach. It's actually just from Marshall's, and it has no logo on it at all, and it's really nice. So big slouchy bags are definitely making a comeback. No more itty bitty bags that we're carrying anymore. And so that is definitely a trend that we're looking out for. We're seeing big slouchy bags in suede, big slouchy bags in leather, big slouchy bags in patterns. Like we're seeing a lot of that with Bottega Veneta, who's always done the big slouchy bag. Actually, I'm getting a new Bottega bag. I used to have the Bottega teen, but now I'm getting the Bottega in the small. So I'm definitely excited about that, but it'll be in brown. So if you have a big slouchy bag already, bring it out, put the tiny itty bitty tiny bags away, and bring out your big slouchy bag. And I actually like it because I'm a mom and I carry tons of stuff. So a big slouchy bag is definitely making a comeback for the fall. It definitely works well over coats. It looks really good with a nice tailored outfit. So I am here for the big slouchy bags. The next trend that we're seeing is the color brown, and it's really more like a chocolate brown. We're seeing lots of chocolate brown in coats, chocolate brown in shirts and pants and suitings. So, every season they come out with a color that's going to be trending for the season. So this season it's chocolate brown, and that's nothing new under the sun. Of course, if you're missing some chocolate brown in your wardrobe, you can definitely add it. But most of the time from last season or last fall, you've purchased like a brown sweater, you purchased some brown pants, especially some brown boots. And so now the full uniform or full universal look of chocolate brown looks really great. Definitely chocolate brown bags, chocolate brown shoes, just maybe wearing the colors or wearing everything together very monochromatic. That is that very rich chocolate brown or teddy bear brown. It looks really, really great. Definitely making a comeback for fall 2025. Of course, it's not nothing new, but if you do have some chocolate brown in your closet, just put it all together and then you can definitely be on trend. So chocolate brown is the color for 2026. The next thing we're seeing is chunky jewelry. Lots of chunky jewelry. I myself don't have chunky jewelry on today, but chunky jewelry is making a comeback. I don't know. We're leaving the days of like the dainty classic aesthetic. What's the new old money aesthetic? Old money aesthetics. So we're leaving that behind and we're stepping back into our 90s girls with our chunky bangles and our chunky necklaces and our chunky earrings. I love that style. Actually, I feel like if you have on like a very plain outfit, you can throw on a couple chunky bangles or maybe some chunky earrings and then add some dimension. It looks really, really cool. So I'm definitely here for that. You can definitely pick up like some chunky earrings and necklaces from vintage stores, thrift shops. They have a lot of like just old school chunky jewelry that the ladies used to wear back in the day. And so those are definitely making a comeback for fall. Even the old YSL rings, I don't remember the name, but YSL used to make these really cool rings with these really sharp stones in them. I'll put the name down here. Those are actually making a comeback and selling actually on Fashion File right now. So lots of chunkier rings, chunky bangles, chunky necklaces are definitely making a comeback. So if you're into that style or want to try it, definitely try your local thrift store instead of going out to buy something that's really expensive. The next trend that we're seeing is Peplum. Lots of Peplum tops, Peplum tops, Peplum coats, Peplum blazers. We're seeing a cinching of the waist, but then a flowing out. And as you know, Peplum is not new. There was a season when we were doing business casual in the club, and we were wearing like our Peplum tops with our skirts, like our pencil skirt to the club with our Charlotte Russe and Steve Madden heels. That is definitely not new, but it's definitely making a comeback. So I don't know, I think I might have gotten rid of my Peplum tops. But I don't think I'll be purchasing this one for the fall. It's not something that I loved too much back then. But if you kept yours and you have yours in your closet, you can definitely bring it back out. So we're seeing a lot of Peplum for fall. We're seeing lots of Peplum tops. We're seeing lots of Peplum coats. We're seeing lots of Peplum like cinch in the waist type of button down shirts. Those are definitely making a comeback for fall. So if you don't have one, you can definitely try to pick one up. Or you can also check out your local thrift stores. They may have them as well. Another trend that we're seeing, and it's kind of reminiscing of just the Cowboy Carter tour, we're seeing a lot of Western inspired looks, like especially going back with the chunky belts that I was saying before. We're seeing lots of chunkier boots. We're seeing the Canadian tuxedos where we're wearing denim on top with denim on bottom, denim on the top and denim on the bottom. Definitely making a comeback. Lots of denim suiting, lots of denim shirts and skirts, pencil skirts and things of that nature, all being worn together, and we definitely are here for that look. I definitely love a denim on denim Canadian tuxedo look. So if you don't have denim on denim, I'm sure if you go in your closet, you have a matching denim pant, the pair of denim pants and a matching denim shirt. You can definitely put those together. And so we're seeing lots of Western boots, Western tops, Western bottoms, creating that denim on denim look. So we love denim on denim. We love Western looks, so that's definitely making a trend for 2025 that you might already have in your closet. So just check out your closet there first before you go out and buy anything. All right, the next thing that we're seeing for fall, we're seeing chunkier shoes, like we're seeing not like your minimalistic shoes, but we're seeing shoes that are having lots of dimension, lots of flowers, lots of feathers. We're seeing just going back to like the Steve Madden days, the Charlotte Russe days of shoes that add some dimension and some personality. I love that because I feel like when you have on a very boring outfit, if you throw on some shoes that have really just like a little rose or flower or something like that, it just adds some dimension to your outfit. We're seeing a lot of that with Jacquemus. Jacquemus makes really great shoes. which you can actually find on Vestiaire Collective. You can find on eBay. If you are not an eBay shopper, I suggest you get on eBay. eBay has tons of great just vintage styles, older styles that you can get for the low. So those are some of my trends that I have discussed. And like I said, you know, you don't need to necessarily go buy anything new for fall. Of course, if your closet is missing some things, you can definitely just go through the list and check it out and then find out what your closet is missing before you just go out and just buy everything. And like I said before, nothing is new under the sun. Style and fashion just always recreates itself. So there's never a need to just go out and just buy things just because you need a whole new fall wardrobe. Just stick with some of the things you have. And if you want to add some trends here or there, you can do that. So we've made it to the end of the video. Let me know, what are your fall trends? What are some of the things that you'll be wearing for fall? I want to hear you guys sound off in the comments. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.